So let's talk about something that's all around us at work every single day, but we might not always notice it. It's called safety culture. And trust me, it's way more than just a bunch of rules in a binder. It's kind of the secret ingredient that keeps us all safe. Once you see it, you're going to see your workplace in a whole new way.
All right, to get us started, let's think about a story I'm sure we all know, Chernobyl. When you picture that catastrophic event, what do you think really went wrong? Was it a faulty piece of equipment, an operator making a terrible mistake? The real answer is actually a lot more unsettling.
Here's the thing. It wasn't the technology, and it certainly wasn't a lack of skill. These operators were considered the absolute best in the entire Soviet Union. No, the official investigation pointed to something much deeper, something you can't see or touch, a completely broken safety culture. In fact, the term safety culture was literally invented by the International Atomic Energy Authority to make sense of what happened at Chernobyl. They realized that what an organization believes and how it behaves around risk is just as critical as any piece of machinery. And that idea, it completely changed the game for preventing disasters forever. So what is this thing called safety culture? I know, it's a term that gets thrown around a lot, but what does it actually mean? Well, it goes way beyond the official rulebook. The simplest way to think about it is this. Safety culture is just the way we do things around here. Or maybe even better, it's what we do when nobody is watching. It's all about those shared habits, those unwritten rules that really drive how we all act on the job. And this is a really important distinction to make. The HSE system, that's the official stuff, right? The policies, the procedures, everything that's written down. It's what we're supposed to do. But the culture? That's what really happens day to day. You can have the most perfect safety system ever created on paper, but if the culture is weak, believe me, people will find a way around it. Okay, so how do we wrap our heads around something as big and, well, invisible as culture? Luckily for us, there's a really simple and powerful framework that can help us break it down. It's called the Safety Culture Ladder. Just think of it like a roadmap. It has 5 different levels, or rungs, that show how mature an organization's culture is. It's a fantastic tool for figuring out, okay, where are we right now? And more importantly, what do we need to do to climb to the next level? So let's climb that ladder together, starting right at the bottom. As we go up, you're going to see this incredible shift, a move away from a workplace that runs on blame and fear and towards one that's really built on trust and accountability. Rung number 1, the very bottom. It's called pathological. And the mindset here is, honestly, it's pretty chilling. It's basically, who cares, as long as we don't get caught. Safety is just seen as a total pain, something you only deal with to avoid getting into trouble. And you can imagine how that attitude just poisons a workplace. How is safety talked about? It's not talked about, it's warned about. Managers just say, hey, don't cause any problems. So of course, people are absolutely terrified to speak up about real safety issues because they're afraid they'll be punished for it. Bad news gets buried, and risks just fester. Okay, let's take one step up the ladder to the reactive level. Now here, people do take safety seriously, but only after something has already gone horribly wrong. The whole organization is just constantly playing catch-up, putting out fires instead of actually preventing them. You know the classic sign of a reactive culture? It's the blame game. When something bad happens, what's the reason? It was just bad luck. Or even worse, the blame gets pointed straight at the workforce. There's almost no effort to understand the real systemic reasons why things went wrong in the first place. All right, now we're taking a pretty big leap up to the next level, calculative. You might also hear this called bureaucratic. At this stage, the organization has systems. There are rules, there are procedures, there are audits, there's tons of data being collected. From the outside, it looks like safety is being handled really well. But, and this is a big but, here's the catch. In a calculative culture, there's often a huge disconnect between what's said and what's done. Leaders know all the right safety buzzwords. But when the pressure is on, when a production target is on the line, safety suddenly doesn't seem so important anymore. The system is there, but the real commitment? Not always. Okay, now we're really starting to get somewhere good. At the proactive level, the whole mindset changes. Instead of just reacting to things that have already happened, the organization starts looking ahead. We actively go hunting for problems before they get a chance to become incidents. You can feel that people genuinely care. And you can really feel the difference here. When an incident does happen, the question isn't who can we blame, it's how can we make our system stronger so this never happens again. The focus is all on fixing the root cause. Proactive organizations are always learning, not just from their own mistakes, but from everybody else's too. And here we are, at the very top of the ladder, the generative level. This is the gold standard. The whole philosophy here is simple, but it's incredibly powerful. HSE is how we do business around here. It's not some separate program, it's not a department. It is woven into the very fabric of everything the organization does.
At this level, safety isn't a priority that changes depending on the day. It is an unquestioned core value. The organization just gets it. They understand that being great at safety and being great at business aren't two different things. They come from the exact same commitment to doing things right.
Okay, so we've climbed this whole ladder. But why does any of this actually matter to you or me in our day-to-day jobs? What's the real payoff for moving up these rungs? Well, it really comes down to two key ingredients that just explode as you move up: trust and the flow of information. When people genuinely trust their leaders and their coworkers, they feel safe to speak up. And when they feel safe, they share the information that's absolutely crucial for preventing disasters, especially the bad news. So what does that feel like for you on a normal Tuesday afternoon? It means you can raise your hand and point out a problem without being afraid. It means you trust that your leaders actually have your back. It means that when you see something wrong, it gets fixed. It doesn't just get swept under the rug. Bottom line, it means coming to work feeling valued, feeling heard, and knowing you're going to go home safe. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. After hearing all of this, where do you think we stand on this ladder right now? And maybe even more important, what's one small step that each of us could take together to start climbing?